The Highwire Podcast.
Hello.
Oh, hey there. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Cameron here. Highwire, Mark.
Yeah.
Highwire.
Highwire.
Welcome back to the Highwire podcast. It's been a second since Christmas. We've been busy. There's been lots of other things coming out though. Urban Hermit, Cult Classics, our Patreon for all that. So, there's ways to hear us talk about nothing.
The kids might not know about that, so.
Oh, that's true. If there's more out there, if you're into movies, you can listen to the podcast, Cold Classics Podcast with Mark, myself, and my brother. We talk movies. Urban Hermit Podcast is very similar to this. We're just hanging out and talking. And we have a Patreon, coldclassics.com Patreon. Mark, just I have an initial question for you. I came across this on TikTok. It's kind of a TikTok fact, trickle up here. But just the cheapest ways in old-timey London that you could find a place to sleep, and they were penny ropes where you would give them a penny to dangle on a rope for the night and pass out.
Wait. Like you're kind of
Imagine
scarecrow yourself?
the hammock. Yeah, imagine the hammock from wall to wall without the netting, and it's just like 10 people slung over it, and that's what you're passing out on. Could you do that? Do you think you could possibly fall asleep like that?
I'm not a Walenda, but I'd like to think I could sort of dangle on a tight rope like that. You know what I'm saying?
There's not a chance, which leads me to a question here. What's some of the most uncomfortable sleep you've had?
So there's been floors. There's been hardwood floors situations.
That's maybe my number one answer, and it's more not a uncomfortable sleep as I woke up in the morning like, what happened? It was my grandparents' house when I was really young. They had like a mock, like fur rugs or something that was just like big and fluffy. And I was like, oh, I'll just sleep on that, no problem. But somehow in the middle of the night, I rolled off it and I just woke up on like my back on a hardwood floor, just super stiff and uncomfortable.
That's the thing about like a rug is like it's just on usually like a hard surface, whereas like carpeting has some like sort of padding under it. So it's almost just better to sleep on like a carpeted floor than just like a sleeping bag on like a hardwood floor.
Just being on tour and just doing some traveling, we've definitely had the sleeping bag just on a floor and with built-in sleeping bag pillow, and it's not ideal, but I like the safety of a sleeping bag out and about.
Was it your family who had those sort of like roll-out, sort of like padded?
Those like college
sleepers.
like chairs turn into like we had a few of those.
It's better than nothing.
Those. Yeah, those weren't terrible. Honestly, for someone who does just like to kind of sprawl out on the floor anyway, line up two of those and you got a comfortable movie situation. So I actually kind of do.
It actually is a good movie watch. Like from the floor, like grab some popcorn. It's a good movie watch.
Yeah, and that was essentially their purpose. They were like dorm room furniture,
Exactly. They're like no one over the age of 8 yeyears old is going to use these.
Oh, they were wrong. It was pretty much 18 to 21 that was using them. I've pretty much just been watching a lot of HGTV recently, a lot of just home building off the grid. Oh wow, am I just like incepted right now to like build an off-grid like tiny home that I have no money for? But that's what I've been up to the past.
So
week.
would you rather?
What you been
I
doing?
like the tiny home concept. Would you rather do a tiny home or like a van home, like with like a Sprinter van that you can kind of move around, or are you like solely tiny home kind of guy?
Well, here's the thing though, a lot of these tiny homes now they're just putting them on the back of flatbed trailerable small homes. Essentially, that's what people are doing now. So that's the way to go. But it seems like taking it around, if you have windows, there's the risk of it cracking pretty easy because, you're carting a house around on a cart.
As 30-year-old men, we talk about TikTok way too much, but I'm going to send you a TikTok later about a tiny home that I think is pretty cool.
Oh, I would appreciate it because there's so many crazy ones too. Because like if you have Discovery Plus, which I boast about all the time, they have like HGTV plus like travel and like the Home Network and stuff. So like there's like building off the grid, tiny grids, like crazy tiny homes. Like so there's ones that are like expensive and elaborate. There's ones that are like just reclaimed materials. There's like off the grid crazy ones. And that one's my favorite. Those are just like crazy woodsmen chopping down a tree, like stripping the lumber, then like building a quick cabin out of it. And those are crazy to watch.
If I'm going to go off of the big three, Hulu, Netflix, I'll say Disney Plus. it's either between Discovery Plus or like Paramount Plus, and I think Paramount Plus might be a little more for me. Discovery Plus, I know you like mermaids, I know you like vampires, I know you like ghosts.
And that's where it gets me. There is so much conspiracy nonsense, but there's also so much like just Travel Channel, like trash for my fiance as well. I mean, because they just have like your 90 Day Fiancés and those kind of reality shows, like because they have like 30 channels that's all that kind of trash. I also have Paramount, and
You have
I
it all.
appreciate it, but I just don't
have it all.
Well, yeah, honest to God, we do. I love TV. I love
Amazon's
movies. We
actually
do a lot of
probably
watching.
more of the big three than either of those, but.
I do have Amazon, and I was saying this last night at band practice or sometime. It's good for actual kind of older movies, Amazon, but I don't find myself going to it often. I just always forget it's an option. And that's kind of
the interface isn't as good. It's not easy to see what they all have for free. All of a sudden, you're looking at something, and all of a sudden you have to rent it or buy it for $29. You're like, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, they're terrible at that. It's pretty easy to scroll out of the one that I can actually watch for free section, which kind of sucks on their menu.
Right.
Did you ever have Apple, their thing? I mean, Ted Lasso, I watched that on it. And I wanted to watch that show with Mac from It's Always Sunny, Something Quest, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, Mystic Quest?
Yeah, it's something like that. You could have said anything, and I would have been like, that's it.
So I listened to the first part. It just reminded me, Mac from Always Sunny. The guys from Always Sunny, the gang, they've got their podcast now where they kind of, at least the first few episodes, talk through just kind of the show. Now they kind of just banter, which I think is better. First episode is all right. It's just kind of they were unsure of what they were, but I think I'd like to listen to that now.
I can get into that. I mean, any banter podcast of someone you enjoy is always going to end up being fine because, I mean, you just all of a sudden feel like one of their friends and part of the gang. I mean, 90% of the podcasts I listen to are just comedians, musicians that are just hanging out. I mean, doing what we do, essentially. That's what I listen to. That's what we're doing.
That's exactly right.
Mark, I got some TikTok. Or no, sorry, I just got some high wire.
We gotta get off TikToks quick.
Oh, don't worry. That's what I'm ending on. This first one comes to us from NPR News. Headline, French fry perfume. Headline from NPR, the French fry lover in your life may go head over heels for this perfume.
Come on.
So their marketing is a last day Valentine's gift, but this is coming from the Idaho Potato Commission, and they've come out with the smell of a greasy, salty fry, and it's. But my argument to you, I'm not even going to read any more of this article.
You smell that around here? It smells like it smells like a crinkle fry.
Well, here's my problem with this. I think you could save the money and just walk into a Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, get whatever your local fast food is. Like, this scent is free and available everywhere. Like,
I'm going to list a fast food establishment that you walk in and you walk out and you smell exactly like the inside of this establishment. Cameron, what am I thinking of?
Is it a sandwich place?
It's a sandwich place.
Is it Subway, and is it the bread?
You can't walk in a Subway for 2 minutes without walking out smelling like a Italian urban cheese turkey breast wrap. Like, you can't.
Anything fried food too, like a fish place, chicken place, you're probably gonna just smell like that. I worked at a movie theater in high school growing up, and I just constantly smelled of popcorn, like reeked of popcorn. I had like 3 shirts and 1 pair of really butter-soaked pants that I just decided were gone because like I just permeated.
What sucks about working at a place like that is like you have like maybe a couple butter-soaked pockets, and then like one like a pen explodes in one pocket. So it's like, what am I?
Oh, I looked a right mess for sure. Yeah. I didn't look good.
Name one fast food establishment that you've never stepped foot inside. Like, you maybe ordered from, you've gotten some hush puppies from, but you've never stepped inside. For me,
I've never been inside a Chick-fil-A.
I have.
I've gone through the drive-thru before, but I've never actually stepped inside of one, I don't think.
I've never stepped inside a foot of a Long John Silver's.
I think I have.
Have you?
I was really, really young because, I mean, when's the last time you had that? Speaking of which, there's a place called Captain D's, which is a... Oh, I love hush puppies. Excuse me. There's a place called Captain D's down the street, which is just Long John Silver's. It's the exact same, essentially, but I have gotten that once or twice. Haven't stepped foot in there yet. Never stepped foot inside of a Jersey Mike's. I'm honestly a lot of places. Okay, there's this place I get called Alpha Euros. I ordered tonight. I order roughly once a day.
Hey, no free ads. No free ads.
I've never been inside of there, though. Never once been inside.
Really? You never? I mean,
Nope. We've driven past it, and we were even like, "Oh, should we order?" Like, nah, seems weird. I'd rather have it come to us. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't want to see him face to face, do you?
I don't need to know how the sausage is made. I just know that my chicken
That's
Euro
right.
plate gets to me and it's delicious.
That's right. Oh man.
Oh, today was actually kind of a disaster, though. Nicole got a salad. They forgot the dressing. That's kind of a key part of that. They forgot my fry. They forgot just like key parts of like both of our orders, which is kind of a bummer. Not enough to like warrant ordering more food to make up for it, but just like a little bit of a bummer.
Salad is tough because you need the dressing. I mean, did you have anything in the fridge that you could have
Wh-
grabbed? Like,
Which is fine, quick fix. For me, losing half the meal though, fries, that was a bit of a bummer.
did you call back or are you too Iowa nice to?
No, I mean you don't have to anymore. Just all the app stuff. You just marked
Oh,
what they're
okay.
missing and like just
Yeah.
immediately credited that like they'll get it right next time. It's not their fault. They're busy. We order all the
It's
time.
just the thing. Like, I don't know. It's just maybe a Midwestern thing, but like, just even when I was younger, like at a restaurant going out to eat, like you'd get the complete wrong item. I would get a French dip when I ordered like a double cheeseburger. They're like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "It's perfect. It's fine. It's
Well,
so
yeah, as
good."
long as you get something, like, are you honestly gonna wait all over again for them to fix this?
Well, that's the
That's
thing.
the whole
The
problem.
French dip
If
is
someone
pretty
messes up,
good.
well, that's why the best thing you can do is just call and say like, "Hey, it's wrong. Can I just get a credit? Whatever you gave me is fine."
And don't you feel like a
I'll,
little bit of an asshole doing that though, even though you're in the right?
oh yeah, they totally messed up and I paid for it. But yeah, I definitely feel like a dick. That's why it's better now with just apps that I don't have to do anything. Like, what did we mess up? Click the items that we didn't get to you, and it's like, bada bing, bada
There
boom.
you go.
That's fine, easy
How do they
peasy.
prove that though? You know, like there could just be like some asshole out there that's just
Oh, they
always
can't. I'm
does
sure.
that.
I okay, you know what though? It's something to do. I'm sure just like every claim is like going through because I remember like seeing something on TikTok like some stores now like like it's costing too much for them to like verify every return item. So if you bring in anything without a receipt, like they're just taking it. But then they're also going to identify you though, so that they can also be like, oh, this guy's bringing in a bunch of stuff. Like there are safety guards, but I think in a lot of policies like that, they're like, who's going to abuse this?
This
We'll
guy's
take it
making like
all.
a 1-star review every other day. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I just got done with a documentary with Nicole. Apparently, it's the top 10 on Netflix right now. It was really hard to get me into it because the name is dumb. It's called The Tinder Swindler.
I scrolled past it earlier. It seems like is it kind of documentary style where
It's yeah,
actual women are
it's a documentary.
seems like mostly
So
women
just
are getting
quick
swindled.
quick synopsis for you. This guy on Tinder tricks these girls into opening credit cards, and he's just living off of a never-ending run of other people's credit cards opened for him.
One woman I heard said like 100 and they were all going like through the amount of money they were swindled out of, and one woman was like $140,000. I'm like, good for you. Like you're making
Nicole,
making that much money, and then B to get swindled out of that. That's
I'm watching this with my fiance, and we're hearing things like you needed to open a credit card from. We're like, don't trust that shit. Like even us, we're like, why would you ever need to do that? Like total red
that's
flag.
right.
You're dating for like a few months, and they need my passport. No, like
Cameron, you can
I
ask for like Nicole's passport information right now, and she's like, "Well, fuck no."
well, funny enough, it's really accessible and easy for me to get her passport information because she's one of those people that like her license expired during COVID. Everything's been a clusterfuck to get it back, and like she's been issued it like should have gotten it like twice now. So she's been living passport life forever. So I know where it is.
Cameron, when we used to live together, you were doing Duolingo, trying to learn some Spanish. Give me
Sure.
the Spanish word for passport.
Pasaporte.
All right, okay. So you okay? You're still brushed up.
No, it's been a long time
It's
since I've
just one-
studied.
it's
Honestly,
just
I've been
one word
really
you're good
busy.
at.
Airporto. I mean, some of that travels. They start you with travel stuff usually, greetings and travel, because they figure if you don't know this language and you're using this,
Actually,
you're going
and
somewhere.
passport in Spanish is kind of like one of those asshole words that you can just kind of like sounds like you're
Look,
making
yeah.
up. It's like, oh yeah, well that is
A
actually
little
weird.
bit. But Tinder Swindler, I wish they had a different name, and I also wish the girls in the documentary didn't say Tinder Swindler so much, because hearing just someone in a foreign accent say like Tinder Swindler just sounds funny, and it takes me out of it kind of.
When I scrolled past it, I kind of said it to myself a couple times. I'm like Tinder like it doesn't quite rhyme. It's like you want it Tinder Swindler was the
Yeah,
rhyme.
yeah. The title threw me, but it's entertaining. It's true crime kind of thing, but also kind of a fun thing. If you do watch What We Do in the Shadows, or if you like the movie at all, occasionally me
I've
and
heard
my
the show
fiance,
is good. Yeah.
occasionally we were just laughing because like they have voice clips of this guy, but sometimes it just sounds like one of the characters, like it just sounds like one of the vampires talking every once in a while. It just kind of
It's
got
not
us.
Germain, is it?
No, well, like the new show, no. It's just a whole set of people.
Are any of those characters even in the show? Sorry, I've never seen it.
They make appearances. Yeah, they're on season 3. It's really funny. You should check it out. It's like just as funny as the movie, and they keep it fresh. I like it a lot.
They still have like the werewolf aspect and like that whole thing going on.
They got a werewolf crew in there too.
Okay, love that.
They got a whole thing. I have a question for you based off some TikTok thing I found. Okay. Is it true that Kanye was dressed up in a bush in front of Kim's house?
So I've heard a lot of Kim and Kanye this past week. Apparently he's being kind of he's just harassing her essentially, just as an ex-boyfriend, and being like, he calls him Skeet.
That's kind of funny, but
he calls him Pete. What's his name? Fucking
Pete. Oh, now you throw me.
Jay. Oh my. Pete. Jacob. This is sad.
This is really. Oh my God.
SNL. What are we talking about?
You know who we're talking about. Wow, it really just slipped my mind when you did it. Okay, go on, move on. We know who we're talking about.
Anyways, he's sending her like truckloads of flowers, and like Kim's like, just stop.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok headline today that was police warned Kim that Kanye's outside dressed as a bush, and it seemed crazy enough to be fake, but also like crazy enough to be true. So I just don't know what to believe anymore. You were more hip than me. I thought you might know.
I just can't think of Pete's name anymore, which is tough. Davidson. I was thinking Jacobson.
Yeah, you're cool. I mean, you know.
So Kanye this whole time has been dating the girl from Uncut Gems, Julia Fox, and she's just been kind of like along for the ride, like clearly seeing all these extravagant measures to get Kim back, and
no red flags there.
Yeah, no red flags. I think they finally broke up, but this is our pop culture segment, and we don't even know Pete Davidson's name.
We got there in the end. This is my last like TikTok thing I found. Did you see this thing? I think this happened yesterday today that no one knows why, but hundreds of birds just fell out of sky mid-flight and died. And the video of it is crazy. It's just a huge swarm just goes boom, and then like half the swarm gets back up and half of them don't.
What kind of birds? Crows?
It looks like
a crow thing.
It looks like a cluster of different kinds of birds, which is even scarier. It's a little more Hitchcocky.
Yeah,
so check out some of the TikTok videos, but it's off-putting, and probably a big weather system. There's something bad's about to happen or day after tomorrow. So everyone be paranoid and on guard. Tense up, everybody.
I just need to say how loud these listeners were just screaming Davidson at the screen like earlier.
Hey, sorry guys, it's a little late. It's been a long day. I had to work. We got there in the end. My brain's a little slippy.
Well, it's not a pop culture podcast, but maybe we'll learn some names.
It's whatever we want. And Mark, have you heard this before? I've heard this a few times, but this keeps. Conspiracy TikTok, the non-harmful kind. That's what I get. But apparently, the Apollo missions have lost all the telemetry data of the original launch, including all of the original shot footage. So basically, any original data that could be used to prove or disprove its existence as NASA's been saying.
How convenient, right? How convenient.
They lost it all, and also the machines, like the big spirally wheels with like the tape going that you always see of like NASA recording data, and like it's old 50s computers and shit. They also claim they've lost the technology. And they've destroyed those machines, and there's no way to build anymore because they don't know how they worked anymore in the first place. So they lost the data to read it, and they lost the technology to read the said data. So there's no proof that we ever went to the moon, according to NASA now, is what TikTok's telling me.
How convenient. How convenient.
But this could all also be a crazy lie. That's also where the mystery lies, Mark. So if anyone's listening out there, let's see if anyone's on the chat right now. We got anyone who's
I don't want to get into a whole bunch of moon shit, but I mean, we can get into some moon shit if you want.
I mean, there's that weird cube on the moon that we still don't exactly know what's going on that China was taking pictures of that we're going to get closer to. Look like some sort of structure there. Don't get me started on the moon, Mark.
There is a big telescope that we just sent out to space to like take pictures of like the furthest stars we've ever seen.
I forget what it's called too. It's been all over my feeds.
It's a name. It's like a man's
name.
It's
someone's name, but it's never going to get there.
Look it up quick while I'm talking about it. They're trying right now. They've taken the first picture, and it looks like 12 different stars, but essentially that should be one star. So they're trying to calibrate.
Now we need a composite to
they're trying to calibrate all their mirrors to make sure that star is in one photo. So that's the phase that we're at now.
Okay, so we're just setting up. We're getting the focus, but soon we're gonna have some crazy stuff coming.
I want to say Heinz Ward, but that is an old
ketchup bot.
That is an old Pittsburgh Steelers. That's an old Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver.
Well, he donated a lot. I got a new headline for you. This is coming to you from NPR.org. Headline: Snakes on a plane. Let me open
I'm
this
sorry,
up here.
James Webb
James
Telescope.
Webb. Yep, that's right. On an Air Asia flight, was diverted because passengers spotted a snake on the plane.
Get out of
Blah blah
here.
blah blah blah. In a video shared to TikTok, so this is also TikTok news, but it's coming to us from NPR. It's in the overhead light fixture, so you know where the baggage is, and then that layer of plastic. It's just the shadow of a snake going through the light. So it's like within the interior structure of the plane
That's
itself.
almost
Not like
more terrifying than actually seeing the king cobra or whatever type of snake is up there.
Yeah, that is actually straight up snakes on a plane because I was thinking maybe it was like someone's baggage and it was just like in the overhead compartment, but like if it's within the structure of the plane, I mean, I guess it could have
That's one
gotten
of
it
those
from the
things that
overhead
like
storage.
happens on like a Spirit Airlines where like, have you ever flown on Spirit? They do some sort
I
of
actually don't know if I have.
I don't know the oxidation. I don't know what I'm saying, but in the cabin before flight, and like yeah,
Pressurization.
sure, some steam comes out of the vents, and I remember looking around like, are we about to fly this plane? Like this plane is on fire right now. Like, are we about to take off on this? Turns
Oh
out it's
God, I
just
had
normal. It's just normal.
one terrifying flight. There was like a little delay, and they're like, "Oh, we just needed to like check something on the plane quick." But then they boarded us, and like we were about to take off, and they're like, "Actually, we're gonna check one more time." And then I had a wing window seat, and they proceeded to like pull up a cherry picker kind of thing, like the big platform, and like work on the engine, like open panels, like
You're
wrench it,
hearing
like
hammering and screwing
yeah,
and yeah.
like there was like crews were out there working on something. Like we were about to just say like probably fine. Really happy we stopped. Like it made me late. Like it sucked, but like happy they took the once
No, for
over.
sure.
Like
Yeah. Take a
terrifying.
couple once overs, twice over, if you will.
Just the nonchalantness. It was like, oh, we're just a quick delay. We're actually gonna check one more time just to make sure. Like I hope that wasn't like a just like, yeah, let's check. And they were talking
And
quite a
by the way,
bit.
don't pay any attention to the king cobra shadow that you see in the overhead compartments. Just
Yeah, terrifying. And this is actually a bit of an update. Headline: Chupacabra is just a coyote. This I actually saw this story a little bit ago. There was a creature that people were saying this looks really weird. They were thinking maybe it was a mixture of like a dog and a coyote, and then it had mange, but it was a cryptid. If you don't know the chupacabra, which translates to goat sucker, is a mythical creature that is essentially a
I knew that. I
vampire
knew that.
dog thing from a Hispanic culture. I think I'm sorry about that. But animal rescuers tested the animal, and it is 100% coyote. They are treating it for mange, which I think might just mean putting it. I don't exactly know what that means,
They actually changed
but
the name from Chupa Me Huevos to Chupacabra, which is suck my balls, to goat sucker.
goat
It's
sucker.
not true.
Is
It's
that
not true.
factual,
No, it's
Mark?
not.
Not true
I
at
just know a
all.
little kitchen Spanish. That's all.
That's pretty much all I have for headlines. Actually, that's all I had for notes. Mark, what do you got for me?
I don't know. The Super Bowl was this past weekend. The
Oh yeah,
Olympics
kind
are
of
going on.
lackluster. I
Yeah,
had a bunch of crazy bets out for it, though. A lot of counteracting bets. My first bet was first score of the game to safety. That wasn't
it's a
likely,
tough
I
bet. It's a
understand,
tough bet.
but it was like $1 paying out like $200. So I had a few of those kind of just
Cameron
absurd
bet
bets
on the
down.
Bengals, and then when I feel like the Rams scored, he just immediately like switched. He started hedging his bets. It was gonna equal out to 50-50 in the end. He was just gonna.
I came out even,
Yeah, you
honestly.
came out even. It was fine.
It did kind of cancel out. Well, because I started losing some like big bets. I'm like, oh, I better counter this with some things that'll actually happen, like some for sure touchdown scorers on either team. Like, let's just get some main players in, and that's kind of how I got back in. Actually, those saved me. Plus, just the winning team, I just put the winning team down, so that helped.
Yeah.
But all over the place. How'd you turn out?
I had the Bengals, but like with the points spread. So
All right,
yeah,
I forgot that you got there. You got there
I
in the
got there
end.
in the end.
You do. There is a little bit of a high wire surprise there. We did get a new box of something special behind you.
Oh, this whole thing, this little box. You see
Yeah,
that?
that little
Was
thing.
it
That
was
little
it
thing.
too noticeable?
That box looks like.
I did see. There's not a lot of things that we get to the band practice spot, my apartment, that is addressed to Highwire. So this could be kind of fun. I'm gonna open it live.
Oh, we're being sued.
Oh shit.
This is a pretty big lawsuit.
Cameron, I hope you're free on February 14th because we're being sued.
Ours goes dun 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 dun. What do we got? High wire stuff.
It's addressed from. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
KMGMT, which is essentially part of Adventure Cat. It's Mike Comiskey and Matt Clark. So let's see.
Nice, nice. We got some company stuff coming in. Ah, it's Butte, Venture Cat Records. Nice. They got my size?
That's from Baby Gap, so that's for Joe.
That's for Joe.
Some cool hats. Look at this.
Oh, I love hats.
Now they own us. Yeah,
Stickers? You got any stickers?
Let me see. Stickers. A couple black dildos now.
Got a sticker. Nice. Well, thanks, Adventure Cat. Thanks, management. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mike and Matt. Appreciate you guys. That's fun. We're going to be repping those as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Bring mine.
Yeah, I will.
I'll actually just wear nothing but company gear while I'm in there. I'll bring all my actual work stuff, too.
Hopefully you're just bottomless and you're just wearing like an Adventure Cat shirt and hat.
I'll Donald Duck it. I don't know what the situation's going to be like in this new studio, but I feel like most studios are crisp. I feel like they're never too warm. I feel like we want to keep gear. Well, actually, that's not true. You want to keep it like good for the instruments.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying though. It's never hot though.
Yeah, it's always kind of cold. I feel like I'm always chilly, like with a blanket and like falling asleep on a couch when I'm at a studio. Well, not always, but it happens.
Cameron, your bass parts. Come on, man.
Oh, just sent them in. No one knows. No one will care. That's fine. So should we call it for this episode?
Yeah, it was a good two-person episode. We'll get some guys on next week, hopefully.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get the fellas back in. I got some questions for those guys, but a lot of fun things coming your way. We got some more music coming out, second half of our EP in the future. Yep. So be on the lookout for some of those announcements and catch us on some of the shows. Check out Urban Hermit Podcast, Cult Classics Podcast, Highwire Podcast. Listen to the Highwire music. All the good stuff.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I don't know. That seems like something you should do too.
Yeah, I don't even know if I do.
Okay.
Okay. On that note, I'll check you guys later.
All right, guys. See ya.